What you want? What you want?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in. It is episode 4 of Project Pate. No week 4, Dano, this week. We're combining everything. It's just episode 4, correct?
Yes, it's episode 4.
We are broadcasting high top Jordan Hall in Studio 218. The dress, as always, is casual, and the opinions, as always, are plentiful. Laura Ann Sills, as we said last week, out of town on vacation on a beach somewhere in Mexico. It is rainy outside, but dry in here. And Tier Woodson joins us for segment number 1 today. How you doing?
I'm fabulous. How are you? Now, before we get started, we had a big thing happen this Sunday in D.C. Dr. Martin Luther King, he was inducted his monument in D.C., which is a big achievement, especially for the, African American community and everything that he advocated and, the civil rights. So go out one day, with you and your future family, and go see a piece of history that went down.
I know someone that met Martin Luther King before. You know that, right? I told you that, didn't I?
You can't. You're not old enough.
No, I'm not old enough. I didn't meet him, but someone I know met him.
Who you know who met him?
I knew you didn't believe me. I knew you wouldn't. So, Dano, prove it for everybody right now.
Can you make my hair look like this?
Oh, man, what you want to make your hair look like that for? Well, I like the way hair. Wear it natural. That's good, man. I wish more of the young children today would wear their hair natural like Dr. Martin Luther King did. That's right. You ain't never seen Dr. Martin Luther King with no mess of Jerry curl on his head. Ain't that right?
Amen.
Dr. King ain't come walk around like that. Sweet, I met Dr. Martin Luther King once.
And you lying. You ain't never met Dr. Martin Luther King.
Yeah, I met Dr. Martin Luther King in 1962 in Memphis, Tennessee. I'm walking down the street, minding my own business, just walking off, feeling good. I walk around the corner, man woke up, hit me in my chest, right? I fall on the ground, right? And I look up, it's Dr. Martin Luther King. I said, Dr. King. He said, oops, I thought you were somebody else.
Oh, man, you lying. You ain't never met Martin Luther King.
Knocked the wind out of me. Yes, he did.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
No, he did not.
Hey, boy, why you so worried about how you look anyway?
Point proven.
Are you serious?
You can't doubt me. You cannot doubt me.
Okay.
All right, let's get into this week's show. All right,
Okay.
Hip Hop Awards. You will not believe this, but I did not watch last week, so update me on what happened there.
Okay, Hip Hop Awards went down October 11th, hosted by Mike Epps. For people who don't know who Mike Epps is, he was in movies like All About the Benjamins, Friday After Next, very funny dude.
He was not in Love and Basketball, though.
No, he was not in Love and Basketball, even though we all love that movie. We had performances by Heavy D, DMX, Tyrese came out, Eminem killed it on his cypher. Some of the big winners was Chris with, Look at Me Now, getting that paper, and Wayne and Nicki.
Big winners, you said.
Mm-hmm.
Let me just remind everyone that, it is the Hip Hop Awards, so there really are no winners.
How are there no winners?
Because it's the Hip Hop Awards. Need I say more? I didn't watch for a reason.
So what's wrong with hip-hop?
What's right with hip-hop? Demi and Ashton. Demi and Ashton right now. Big-time scandal. This is the scandal of the moment. Allegedly, let me throw that out there. Allegedly. He cheated on her. Now, bigger picture here is the age. He is how old?
He's 33.
And she is?
48.
This
So
is a
that's
problem.
15 years.
To me, this is what the issue is. To you?
No, I feel like age can play a factor, but there are plenty of other couples besides them who are, big years apart, even more than 15, and they are happily married and happily together.
Off the top of your head, name me 5 of those couples. That is my point exactly. For every one you name, there are going to be 10 I could name that didn't work out. Age is a problem here.
I mean, I don't, maybe, because, people are saying that, she's older, she has her family, and since of her 3 daughters, which came from, her marriage to Bruce Willis, and, he's only 33. He might want people, to have his own kids, someone to carry on the Kutcher name, because, their last name is Willis because of their father.
Kutcher's a name
and
that I just assume not be carried on personally.
And so, it has its controversy, but until Demi files for divorce, or if they do, then to me it's not true, because, unless Ashton says, yes, I cheated on Demi, do not believe it, because you think about it. This girl named Sarah, her name is Sarah Lil, she's eating it up. She's in magazines, posing, and having her 15 minutes of fame
How old
and
is she?
talking.
How old?
23.
Uh-huh.
And so, and it's so easy to be like, oh yeah, I slept with him, and go to the news stations, and it's so easy, because in Hollywood it's so easy to set yourself up, because we were at a party together. They go out, they have fun outside of their house. They might not go to everything together. Demi hangs out with her girls, he hangs out with their dudes. Now, if my dudes are all single, yeah, let's put 2 together. You're gonna have girls there. And that doesn't mean he did anything just because she said it, because it's like, there's no physical proof. Anybody can say they slept with somebody.
And trust me, since we've started this show and I've gotten some notoriety, I can so identify with that.
Oh, really?
You can't go anywhere without someone accusing you of things like that. How about this? Bruce Willis is paying attention to this more than anybody, because I think he's sneaking around the chicken coop. He still thinks he's got a shot. Guaranteed he still thinks he's got a shot.
I don't know.
You
but
don't think so?
He's making another Die Hard, right? It's coming out 2013.
I didn't know. And judging by my face right here, it should probably occur to you that I don't care.
I mean, I don't watch it either. I just found that out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How old is Bruce Willis? Do you know?
I think he might be older than Disney,
Like early 80s, probably, I would say. He's been around for a while. So Shia LaBeouf. You a big fan of Shia LaBeouf?
Yes, I love Shia. Who doesn't? Y'all remember Even Stevens when he was playing Lewis? How could you not have fallen for Shia?
You asked me who doesn't? A drunk, shirtless guy on a sidewalk somewhere. Show him, Dano. What you're seeing here is Shia LaBeouf, the tail end of an absolute beatdown being administered by some random guy with no shirt on. This guy goes at least 300, 315. This is a literal curb stomping. What do you think about this?
I want to know what Shia did, because like, he is such a sweetheart. I mean, he is such a hard worker. Everybody who's ever worked with him would tell you he don't play games. Like, he is so dedicated to his craft, and he doesn't bother people. Why?
Why? I would suggest
I'm like, oh my gosh, like, this dude is seriously on top, like, doing this. Like, what did Shia do?
I would suggest that being named
and
Shia.
And like, Shia looks so pissed off, dog. Like, seriously.
Being named Shia is what he did.
Hey, Shia is a unique name.
It is very unique in the sense that Pee Wee Herman was also unique.
And who doesn't love Pee Wee? Come on now, people. His show, that show on Broadway, you gotta love Pee Wee.
Is Beyonce? I can't. I have nothing more. Who doesn't love Pee Wee Herman?
Yes.
Off the top of my head, 80% of America, at least.
You'd be like, hi, you know how I was in his lab?
Yeah, I do remember.
And remember his movie, Pee Wee's Big Adventure, with his bicycle in his house that had all these gadgets, and it made his own little breakfast, and it was a happy, smiley face, and
No, I don't know.
Who doesn't love Pee Wee?
No, I will not waste another second of this show talking about Pee Wee Herman. Is Beyonce pregnant? Yes or no?
Yes, people. Beyonce Knowles Carter is pregnant.
I don't know about that.
Yes, she is. Don't let him fool you.
It doesn't look like she's pregnant to me.
Yes, she did. Okay, when her and Jay went on vacation, she had this cute little two-piece bikini, had a nice little big belly bump. You know, anything about it is like she's still active, meaning she's still working out. She's not just sitting at home eating on ho-hos and donuts. She's still out performing, still, she's creating a maternity line. So, yeah, there are people, like, she will still look fit. We got to remember, because think about it. When have y'all known Beyonce to cover up? Exactly. Never. Beyonce's always in something cute, showing off her abs, her arms, her legs, and what's been happening. In her latest video, Countdown, she is covered up. Love on Top, because she made 2 videos. And Love on Top, she is covered up, but you can tell she's pregnant because she's even gotten bigger in her face.
That's nothing that makeup and a pillow under the shirt and graphics can't fix.
And you were really thinking Beyonce would fake a pregnancy.
I didn't say that. It's just a lot of people out there in the blogosphere saying it. And if it's on the internet, it's got to be true.
That's what we call haters, people. That is what we call haters.
Why would somebody accuse somebody of not being pregnant? When they know they're going to be proven wrong, if they don't know what they're talking about, they're going to be proven wrong.
Because
in like 5
it's
months
controversy,
anyway.
because it puts them in the spotlight. Be like, oh yeah, I started that rumor. Oh yeah, da 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 da.
So I have you down. I have you down as yes, she is pregnant.
Yes, she is.
Dano, what is your vote on this?
She's pregnant, Daniel. She is.
I'm gonna go maybe. I need to wait another month.
She's pregnant, people. Don't listen to him. She's pregnant. She's pregnant, people. We know this.
All right. Do we have anything else we need to talk about today?
I actually kind of want to talk about reality shows if we have time.
How about this? At the end of the show, I may have a little segment for you and someone else to discuss this, because I want no part of this conversation.
You want no part of this conversation?
I want no part of the reality show professional wrestling conversation, because it is mouth
We weren't going to talk about pro wrestling.
No,
it
would quickly have merged into professional wrestling, because I know you and I know our next guest, and I'm not getting involved in this nerd alert, gutterball, booger-eating, mouth-breathing conversation that you and him have every time we come in here. So we're going to wrap this up. I'll see you back here next week.
Yes.
Cheer Woodson, everybody. Greg Allen momentarily with college football and maybe a few other subjects. Stick around. we're back. It is episode 4. It is segment 2. With me now is Greg Allen, and might I add, the much maligned Greg Allen. Before we start, you need to make a few things right, so I give you the stage. Go ahead.
As much as I've heard over the past couple weeks about me having a segment on this show and coming on and talking with you, as much scrutiny as I've been under from certain people, one in particular, I've also had a few people comment that I've gotten progressively better over the week, and to that one person
that would be your mom and your grandma.
No,
and
my mom don't count.
Okay.
But to you, William Warren, I say go play in traffic.
So you're here to stay.
I'm here to stay.
Trick
I'm not
question.
going
You
nowhere.
do not have the authority to say whether you're here to stay or not.
Well, then don't ask trick questions. Because you're biased. You like me. I'm your friend.
Daniel, are we ready to go?
Yeah, I'm just waiting for you
We all ready to go? Let's get into some college football. Week 7 in the books. First point.
My first point would be Marcus Lattimore going out with a serious ACL injury this weekend. What does that do to South Carolina and their chances in the East? Well, I don't think it really helps them or hurts them, really. I mean, I don't think they were going to win the East anyways. I think they still have a pretty tough schedule ahead of them without Steven Garcia, who, you know, Connor Shaw stepped up and did a decent job, but they only scored 14 points this past week.
Well, I mean, there's no question it hurts them. Whether you thought they were going to win the East or not, they're much less a viable contender now without him. He was their team.
Very much so. I mean, you're talking about the guy averaged about 26 carries a game, and he was their offense. So, I mean, I look at South Carolina, had a very bad weekend, escaped Starkville with a win, but lost undoubtedly their best player.
Yeah, probably overworked a little bit, too. You can make the argument for there. How about this? Texas, for the second straight week, gets handled by a team from Oklahoma. This time it was Oklahoma State. I'm going to say this right now. Texas is the most overrated program in the country, and Mack Brown is the most overrated coach in the country. Consider this right here. They were 5-7 last year. They showed no signs of improvement this year. They made staff overhaul, but they kept the head coach. Now, a program takes the identity of who?
Their head coach.
Texas enjoys the biggest financial advantage in terms of resources as any program in the country. They have better facilities than any program in the country. They have the tradition to match that. And more importantly, the lifeblood of college football is what?
It runs through Texas, and it's football.
Recruiting.
Yeah.
Yeah. What school in America enjoys a better geographical recruiting advantage than Texas?
None. I mean, they have their own network coming out, so they're going to be on 24/7 to everybody. And it just makes no sense. To me, Texas has turned almost into Florida State. I mean, you think about it, what is the coaching doing? I mean, they have the talent, they have the athletes, they have the resources. I mean, has Mack Brown run his tenure there?
Mack Brown's 14th season at Texas right now, and he's won how many national championships?
One national title.
That was with Vince Young, correct?
That was with Vince Young, the Matt Leinart game.
I could make the argument, I'm going to make the argument, and it's the right argument, that when you have the advantages that Texas has, you've got to be in the national title discussion every year.
And they've been a top 5 program in the past. Since they lost Colt McCoy and Jordan Shipley, I mean, nobody has picked up the slack, and it's like you had talent like that, and, you know, talent, it's exposing their coaching now because it's like they're lost.
Because you can't make the argument that talent's not there, because they've been a consensus top 5 team in terms of recruiting rankings every year. And before Texas fans want to complain about how those recruiting services may be overrated, those same services say that Alabama should be elite right now, and they say that Oklahoma should be elite right now. They say Clemson and Wisconsin should be on the uptick right now. That's proven to be true.
Well,
correct?
and you look at Alabama in that case, in that instance. You know, Mark Ingram leaves the team. Who steps up? Trent Richardson. So, I mean, you know, it's not about rebuilding. It's about reloading.
Next point.
My next point would be this past weekend, once an NFL game and once in the college game, little post-game altercations. One with Jim Harbaugh and Jim Schwartz, and then one with Coach Franklin and Coach Grantham. You know, I look at it like this. I look at it as your emotions are high after a big game. They're running, they're boiling, you know, but a head coach shouldn't go after a player, whether or not a player taunts the coach or taunts the team. You know, he should go to the head coach with that. And Grantham was, you know, from all the video, and we've just seen new video here within the past 10 minutes, but from the previous videos we've seen, it seems as if, you know, Franklin is making his way to the 35. Normally the coaches meet at the 50, so he was going after somebody, so he's not all 100% innocent.
The bottom line is, if I just flip on the TV Saturday night, I see Vanderbilt and Georgia in a post-game confrontation. I look at the bottom of the screen, I see 33-26 the final.
28.
Worse. Could I just make the argument that maybe when you're the little kid and there were only a few people that you could pick on, you make it a point to pick on them? And I should know because I was really young or really little when I was young.
And you had Coke bottle glasses.
That is true, and a bowl cut, but a sweet bowl cut. A sweet bowl cut. I made it a point to pick on the few kids I could pick on. Could I make the argument Georgia's doing that right now?
No, I mean,
I couldn't make that argument.
Well, in a sense, you can, but I don't think it was that. I mean, Vanderbilt. I mean, they got high IQs. You know what I mean? They wear their sporty little glasses. I mean, they got their little pocket protectors. They don't belong, with the Georgias of the SEC. And Georgia needs to separate themselves and get on the Alabama and LSU level. But I don't think that it was all 100%. Everybody's making it out that it's Todd Grantham's fault. I don't think it was 100% his fault. I think that it was provoked by a player. And instead of Coach Franklin going straight to Coach Rick with it, he mouthed off to Grantham, who likes to, mess with people and get in their heads and, is very hostile. And I think it just escalated from there. But I do like the fact that he did take up for his player.
This weekend, it's been very upset-free this season so far has. This weekend, I think that changes. You've got a ton of teams that are going to be on upset alert this weekend, for lack of a better term. Wisconsin goes to Michigan State. Michigan State off a big win against Michigan last week. North Carolina is going to play your Clemson Tigers. Washington's going to travel to Stanford, and we got Oklahoma State at Missouri. Who gets upset this weekend? Because somebody's losing this weekend.
If anybody, I think it's going to be Wisconsin. I think Michigan State can knock Wisconsin off. I don't think Clemson's going to get upset by North Carolina because North Carolina just lost a starting linebacker. So I don't see them getting upset. I don't see Oklahoma State getting upset because, they were down 20-3 at halftime to A&M, and they come back and just exploit them in the second half offensively. I think they got the firepower, and I think that Missouri's a tough team, and I'm hoping Oklahoma State's not looking too far down the road, but I think if there was one team, it's Wisconsin.
Wisconsin's barely even left their state so far this year to play. Now, they've been impressive, but they haven't faced a defense. The only problem with Michigan State is they've got a lot of the same guys that they had last year, and your mind has to wander back to that Capital One Bowl where Alabama was able to just name the score on them.
That was horrible.
And you look at Wisconsin, and people, and rightfully so, keep comparing Wisconsin favorably with an SEC team. Maybe not athlete for athlete, but they're made in that same mold of physical ground game, play action off that. They have a lot of skill at the quarterback position, but they really haven't been pushed by legitimate defense this year. At least statistically, Michigan State does fit the description of an elite defense.
They shut Denard Robinson down this past weekend. And, not saying Russell Wilson has the type of mobility that Denard Robinson does, but Russell Wilson is a complete quarterback in my eyes. And the people over on the plains down here in our region, surely do wish that he was an Auburn Tiger right now.
Clint Mosley starting at LSU for Auburn this Saturday, by the way. All right, you told me that I had Ohio in my top 5 last week.
Yeah, you had them at number 3. And I think they went down, the Ohio Bobcats, Frank Solich. Yeah.
The bigger news here is that my Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets went down, so go ahead.
I just want to say to you, I told you that wing T, split veer, Paul Johnson, Georgia Southern offense is not big boy football. It can beat these little no-name schools, but it ain't going to run with the big boys. And now maybe they can come back and win this week, but let's just face it, they're not there offensively. They just got beat by the Virginia Wahoos, the Cavaliers. Come on.
The Zima was flowing in Charlottesville.
It sure was. Man.
Near beers all around. All right, is that it? Is that all you have?
That's all I have to pick on Georgia Tech.
Let me tell you something.
Weekend.
When Clemson goes down, there will be 3 minutes of unabashed abuse thrown your way.
Well, you're going to have to talk about it after the national title game because
at least it was a ruckus environment though. They may have a skeptical offense, but it was a ruckus environment.
Do you realize there was probably only 28,000 people at that game that Georgia Tech played?
They were all wearing suits.
On the TV, you look up there and there is nobody in the upper deck at Virginia.
Top 5 this week. Who do you have?
Alabama still at number 1, LSU at number 2, November 5th is still looming. Oklahoma at number 3. I got Oklahoma State at number 4. And I got Wisconsin and Clemson tied for number 5. Could be a big weekend for Wisconsin. Could be a big weekend for Clemson. I'm still on the edge about Clemson, but Sammy Watkins is just, he's just an athlete, a go-getter.
Step out on a limb and pick one team for your 5th. That's all I say.
They're tied.
Your number 5th team in the
tied.
country.
My number 5th team. My number 5th.
I got Alabama, LSU, Oklahoma, we bumped the Bobcats.
Are they out of the top 5 completely?
Yeah, no room for the
Okay.
MAC in the top 5. Wisconsin, number 4. And out of respect to you, I'm going to put Clemson at number 5. I believe in this team.
It's still just Dabo. I still can't just put him solely there.
Quickly, before we go, it's time for our baseball preview. I got the Cardinals in the World Series. Shout out to William Warren. Who do you have?
I got the Rangers. Bump you, Captain Will.
And that wraps up our baseball preview. I hope it didn't put you to sleep. For Greg Allen, Dano, and Tier, I'm Josh Pate. That'll wrap us up for this week from Studio 218. Thank you.
What you want?
You can't tell me that it feels like the real world. You can't tell me that if it's like, yeah, you sending your video and they pick you, that if I'm meeting you two for the first time, that it's like, oh, yeah, by the way, you're going to hook up with Josh. And then you're going to turn around, you're going to hook up with him. And then you're going to do this, and then you're going to do that.
Don't include
and
me.
then
I
it's
want no
like,
part of this.
it's like, that is what it is. You can't tell me that it's like, oh, I know I'm going to go there and have a mental breakdown, or I know I'm going to be partying, be getting drunk, and be getting wasted. You can't say that.
What do you think drives the ratings for those shows?
I mean,
Controversy.
but they put personalities together for a reason.
Snooki running into a police car. 2 guys fighting over a girl in the real world.
Scripted. Like, there's this new show called Chelsea Settles, and it's a reality show following this girl named Chelsea, who is a person
Yeah, I know.
Really, Josh, is a person who loves fashion, but she's a big girl, and we know in the world of Hollywood, it's you know, it's a certain look in a certain way. You can't tell me that her life is fake and that their script is showing her that, oh, she's such a big, she's eating and this, that, and the other.
You mean to tell me when The Hills first came out that it's not script? These kids are going to be in those. You can't tell me you got a family. Well, no, they didn't pay them to get pregnant. They sought out these kids and they follow them around.
Are you serious?
Okay, I got a camera and I'm following. I got a camera.
So you're gonna
and
pay
I'm following
me
you
to
around.
get pregnant and deal with this child for the next 18 years?
I didn't pay you to get pregnant. They
Goes off to
found them.
college?
They found teenage moms that were pregnant.
No.